Welcome to a place where nightmares are hidden behind HOA fences, where neighbors smile by day and whisper by night. You've entered Horrificial. Let's begin. There's a strange kind of quiet that settles over neighborhoods like Crestfall Meadows, the kind that hums just beneath the sound of sprinklers, barking dogs, and the faint rustle of mail slipping into metal boxes. I'd never noticed how heavy silence could be until the letters started coming. We moved to Crestfall 3 months ago. My wife Maren said it looked perfect. Neat lawns, pastel houses, a cul-de-sac that seemed designed for family barbecues. Even the HOA brochure bragged about community harmony and accountability. Back then it sounded like a promise. Now it feels like a threat written in cursive. The first thing that struck me about our mailman was his eyes. He didn't blink. Not once. He was tall and thin with a faded uniform that looked as if it had soaked up too many summers. Every morning, precisely at 7:14, he'd stop at each house in perfect rhythm, slotting letters into mailboxes without ever breaking stride or blinking. When I waved, he didn't wave back, just stared. Maren said I was overreacting. Small towns are full of quirky people, she laughed. Maybe he's just focused? Maybe. But that didn't explain the letters. The first one came on a Tuesday. A small cream envelope addressed to me. No return address. No stamp, just my name. Evan Harper. Inside was a single sentence written in neat, looping handwriting. Don't let her open the window tonight. I looked out at Maren trimming the hedges and felt something cold slip down my spine. I tried to laugh it off. Maybe it was a prank from a neighbor. But that night, around midnight, I woke up to the sound of our bedroom window unlatching. Slow, deliberate. Maren was still asleep. The latch moved on its own, inching upward until the night air bled into the room. I slammed it shut and shoved the letter in the drawer beside my bed. I didn't sleep again that night. Over the next week, the letters multiplied. Every morning I'd find one waiting, folded perfectly, all with different names on the inside corner. From Nora Vale. From Dennis Rowe. From Abigail Thorne. I looked them up online. No records. No social media. Not even obituaries. It was like they'd never existed, and yet each letter spoke of things that were happening right then and there. The HOA is listening through the mailboxes. Don't trust the woman in the blue robe. If you hear the mailman humming, at first I tried to ignore them. But then the letters started predicting things. One morning, a letter read, "Your neighbor, Mr. Dalton, will die at 9:02 p.m. Don't look outside." I showed it to Maren, who rolled her eyes and tossed it aside. That night, at exactly 9:02, the sound of shattering glass echoed from across the street. Police cars came and went. Heart attack, they said. Natural causes. But I'd seen the mailman outside our house just minutes before, standing still under the streetlight, holding a single envelope, humming something low and tuneless. The next day, another letter arrived. You looked, didn't you? I went to the HOA meeting after that. I needed answers. Everyone was there. The smiling Stepford perfect neighbors, the over-cheerful HOA president, Mrs. Klain. When I brought up the letters, the room went silent. Mrs. Klain smiled too widely. "Oh, Evan," she said softly. "You've been chosen for correspondence. That means they trust you." "They?" I asked. Her eyes flicked toward the window. "You shouldn't ask questions in front of them." Outside, the mailman was standing motionless by the mailbox, watching. The next morning, Maren handed me a letter of her own. It had my handwriting on it. "Maren, don't believe anything he tells you. He's not me." She looked at me like she'd never seen me before. I tore open every drawer, searching for proof, for any sign that I was losing my mind, and found the first letter again. Only this time it didn't say don't let her open the window. Now it said she already did. That night I woke to the sound of footsteps in the hall. Maren wasn't in bed. The curtains, the ones we always kept closed, and were open. Outside, under the pale streetlight, the mailman stood holding a stack of envelopes, all with my name on them. Behind him, every mailbox in Crestfall was open wide like little metal mouths, waiting. He slipped one envelope through the air and it landed neatly on the windowsill. I picked it up with trembling hands. Inside, the letter read, "Return to sender." And when I looked up again, the mailman was gone, and so was Maren. It's been 6 days since then. The HOA hasn't called. No one mentions her name anymore. But every morning, precisely at 7:14, I hear the mailman outside again, delivering letters. Yesterday, I looked inside my own mailbox. There was one envelope. No stamp, no name, just the words, "We've missed you, Evan. Welcome back to Crestfall Meadows." And when I looked down at my uniform, blue shirt, white bag, the faint smell of old paper, I realized the truth. The route doesn't end. It never does. Because I deliver the letters now. And the people I deliver them to don't exist either. And that was, the mailman delivers letters from people who don't exist. In Crestfall Meadows, the perfect lawns hide perfect lies, and sometimes the messages that find you were never meant to be read. Thank you for watching another nightmare brought to you by Horrificial. If you enjoyed the story, hit like. It helps new listeners find our dark little corner of the internet. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next.